Okay guys, I have figured out a pretty cool wick that seems to work really well for high wattage vaping. I'm sure it would probably work pretty well for lower wattages too. But it's all cotton, 100% cotton. I posted a video previously using some gauze from like Johnson & Johnson, and I took the video down because come to find out it was not cotton. And so if anybody is using that stuff, use at your own risk. I stopped using it. It has polyester in it. It's mostly rayon, which is just cellulose, but I guess there's also polyester in the fibers, so yeah, not the best idea. So today we're going to be using cotton yarn, just the peaches and cream stuff from Walmart. It's like stupidly cheap, like $1 or something for a bunch of yards of it. And then just cheesecloth, which is also, I bought it at Walmart, and it was all over in the fabric section. So anyway, I'm wearing gloves because when this wick is going to be having a lot of contact with the fingers as I roll it up here, and I found that gloves stop your hand oils from getting into the cotton and making it taste like your hands, basically, which I find the taste kind of gross, so I use gloves. So basically all you're going to need is cheesecloth, and I boiled this along with the yarn for 15 minutes. I just boiled a whole bunch of it, and then I put it between paper towels and rolled it up and got most of the water out, and it dried out pretty quickly after that. So I'm just going to cut this yarn in half. Don't do me wrong, scissors, okay. And I put this on a plate just because who knows what's on my table here, and I'm going to be vaping this stuff. So I just go ahead and line up the yarn as good as I can, right on the edge of the cheesecloth. And depending on what kind of, what width your coil is, like today I'm going to be re-wicking this macro coil, and so I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit larger in diameter, just because it's going to have to fill that up. I made this wick already earlier, but it wouldn't fit through the coil that I wanted to use it on. So just line it up here, right along the edge, and then you just start putting a line of VG. This is pure VG. If you don't have a whole gallon of it, I don't know, I figure a lot of people who DIY juice probably have a bunch of VG just laying around. But they also sell pure glycerin, pharmaceutical grade, and most drugstores will have it, and it's pretty inexpensive as well. Or you could use your juice too. I guess that there might be a risk of the nicotine in the juice interacting with the gloves a little bit to get some of, I don't know, some sort of weird plasticky chemical in there. That's just why I use pure VG with this. And so you just start rolling it up, and then once it's gotten to a pretty nice, or like a full roll, or a full layer covering the yarn, then I just add some more VG. And what that does, like if you just rolled it up dry, and compressed it like this, it probably wouldn't wick very well, just because you'd have all those juice channels in this fiber compressed to the point where you wouldn't be able to saturate it again once you got it set into your wick. And so having it saturated beforehand creates like little pockets, basically, where it's not going to be able to compress on itself, where the fibers can't get totally compressed, and so it leaves those channels open, and it wicks really well. So I already tried it on a build earlier, which I'll show you, which is on a 0.1 ohm, so it keeps up, definitely keeps up with high wattage vaping. Let's see here. I'm just going to go ahead and bring this down here and make sure that it's not quite big enough yet, so I'll put some more VG on there. Put another layer. Yeah, so basically on my days off, I just kind of mess around and try some new stuff. I'm thinking it's probably thick enough here. Add a little bit more. If it ends up being too fat to fit through those coils, it can always be unrolled a little bit and trimmed off, which is kind of a pain with this stuff, but it's possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim this off. Get the rest of that up out of there. All right, and then once it's to this point, you can just keep rolling it up. Or start rolling it up, I mean. You should end up, and this was basically inspired by Edwin GM's iteowick system that works really, really well as well. And I've been loving that. And so I wanted to try, see if I can't find something that works just as well, if not better. So you just keep rolling in the same direction. If you roll it back the other direction, it'll unwind it. It's really similar to like wrapping up a stainless steel mesh wick. And let's see if we can fit this mother through the coil. Fit right in. Go ahead and pull it through. And as it compresses and gets pulled into the coil, there should be some vegetable glycerin that is building up on the other side that it's getting pulled in, showing that it is a good enough width for the coil that we're doing. My hands will up here. And I just kind of trim it to size a little bit. And then cut this one off. I'll leave some room to play with, just in case I got too much off of there, or in case I need more wick than I imagined. So, and then I just roll up this end. It squeezes all the juice out of that point, which is fine because I'm going to be cutting that off anyway. And then that should be able to insert right into this other side. Get it threaded in there. No, can't get a hold of it here. Should have grabbed my tweezers. There we go. Alright. Cut this side off. And I'm gonna go ahead and test fire it. Put some more VG on there. So this is a 0.13 ohm coil. It's quad parallel 26 gauge, dualed. And as you can see, it's keeping up just fine. And so I'll go ahead and trim off some more excess. I'm just going to get this part tucked in. Trim off a little bit more on this side. Get the bottom part tucked into the juice well. more off here to fit. And that's it. And so far the flavor has been pretty phenomenal. There's been a slight kind of cotton flavor, just kind of like a fabric kind of taste for the first drip session, and then it's gone. And that was with pure VG, just testing it out. With juice in there, I don't taste anything. Here's the one I had wicked up earlier. It seems to be keeping up nicely. So that's about it for the wicks. Thanks for watching. Hope somebody gets some use out of this.